Go live. All right, now we are live. Now let me hit that intro. All right, what's up, everybody? We are back with Drawing with Friends, and today it's myself, and welcome back, Lou.
Hey.
Hey,
Yeah, I made it. I came
yeah,
back. Where's Marco?
Marco is doing a Friendsgiving tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he won't be joining us, but he sends good vibes to us tonight. So let me go to this screen here first. Yeah, so tonight I plan on doing Princess Reina as promised. Last week I did Gorf, and um, I posted the Gorf piece, which was this one right here. Um, after I finished
Oh,
it,
yeah.
yeah, and so that's pretty dope. And I'm currently working on this piece, but I'm going to do Princess Reina tonight. This is Captain M3. So these are just flats right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's Captain M3 for the series, and um,
Sorry, I was thinking like you said Princess Reina, and I was like, wait, that does not look like a princess.
no, that's the captain.
All right.
Um, yeah, that's the captain in the story. So in the story, Captain M3 believes that Gorf is a failure and a traitor because the king fell at the hands of the great battle, and Gorf wasn't there to protect them, and so Gorf went into
Mhm.
exile. So Captain M3 has a beef with Gorf, and he doesn't want him involved in the coming battle. And but Princess Reina knows that in order for the kingdom to have any chance of survival, they need Gorf.
Okay.
So there's like a internal battle going on. And the fact that she's a woman, she's also having resistance because she inherited the throne, and she's the first female to rule. So she's having that kind of resistance as well.
Oh, okay. So that's a lot to handle then.
It's a lot to handle for her, and but she's strong. She's strong-minded, and so it's a really good series. I'm excited for it, and I'm excited to be joining it all over again.
Mhm.
I started it. I created golf when I was a teenager, so uh, way before I even broke into comics, and so to being able to come back to my roots, it's almost like coming full circle.
Mhm.
Golf was created way before Duty, way before Forbidden.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Duty
So,
was. I was in my 20s when I created Duty, but I was in my teens when I created Garf.
so, so he's like OG, OG.
He's a real OG.
Wow.
Yeah,
It
let's see
just
who's.
gets deeper with your characters every time. It's just like you just take off another layer and like, oh look, there's another layer, another character by
Yes,
Canva. Like, okay.
yes. What's up, gamer? Yeah, it's um, it's fascinating because in the Cosmic Wars universe, there are so many characters. Um, from the not just on the good side, but also like the bad side, um, and you got there's an ice world with these ice creatures. There's Lord Evil and his army. Then there's Zanzarax, who is a pirate lord, and he has
Mhm.
an armada of just mischievous pirates. There's just so many different characters and elements to the story. So, what were you up to since the last time we were on?
Well, um, I did finish the spaceman piece to the point where I just thought, well, that's where I'm happy enough taking it. Let me see
Right.
if I can bring that up. One second. Yeah, you should be able to see it here.
Hold on. Let me pull. Oh, nice. Let me put it on big screen. Oh, that is sweet. Oh, I love the colors too.
Yeah, so I just wanted to keep it kind of subtle, but make the text stand out. I might change it up. I mean, you know how it is with digital. You can change that text up with,
Yeah.
whatever, whenever. So I might change it up. I'm not sure yet. But then also because I keep thinking, like, when I do my artworks, I like to think how they would be if they were moving. I
Yeah.
think if they were coming alive. So I started thinking that I would like to have them animated. So I ended up downloading Procreate Dreams because it's an animation program which is like separate from Procreate, but
Right.
you Procreate layers and everything in that, just drag them in. So I thought I'll have a go at that. So I've been doing some random like just kind of practice animation just using my existing stuff.
Right.
And one of them is like it is kind of really Scooby-Doo because the artwork that I used was requested to be kind of like Scooby-Doo with this van that two characters were riding around in. So I just animated that. So like I call that my Scooby-Doo animation. So I'll see if I can bring it up in let me find let me go into the actual program and I'll bring that up actually because it's not like amazing, but I was like, yay, I did something. I was kind of pleased that it worked out, that I was like, oh, I'm actually able to animate this. I don't care. Yeah, you can see that, right?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Yeah, I see the van. Nice.
So, and I'm not that used to this program yet. It's like it's been a bit difficult for me to like see some of the things, but I'm getting more used to it. But you can change the size of what you're working in.
Right.
It's actually based on a bigger piece. I don't know if you can see it. It's like kind of like ghosting on the outside.
Uh-huh.
So you can
Yeah.
position it wherever you want, and that can help with your animation, obviously, like you zooming in, zooming out, that kind of thing. But this is all I did. Hold on, is it gonna work? Let's see. Don't tell me it's not working. Here we go.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, it's
There
like,
you go. There you go.
yeah, it's like
That is
I
awesome.
actually I actually made it drive in. I was like, yay. Oh, there you go. I can make it bigger. 4-finger tap on this actually makes the image bigger, so you should be able to see better. Here we go. Proper Scooby-Doo, right?
There you go. Yes, absolutely.
So anyway, it's not like I said, it's not absolutely amazing. Obviously, I just like downloaded this week. Here was another one that I did with one of the paintings that I've done for somebody. Let me see. Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's sweet. Look at that.
And that's just using part of the bottom half of one of the paintings because when I did this one, I was thinking about sectioning it off for animation
Right.
later on.
Nice.
So yeah, if I run that again. So that's what I've been messing around with this week. And the next thing I want to do is actually trying to do like a drawing the things, like the onion skin stuff. And this program seems to be really kind of user friendly, be able to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I'm just going to treat myself to some more learning. Like that's what I need to do. I need to learn something else. Treat
Yeah.
yourself, Lou. So yeah, that's what I've been messing about with.
Oh, cool. Nice.
But anyway, I should probably
So
go
what are you
back
drawing tonight?
to. Well, that's the thing. I wasn't sure, but I did have some ideas for some little random characters. I did some mushroom sketches
Yeah.
the other day, little characters, and I was thinking of working on those, just actually starting them on the iPad.
Yeah.
Let me bring it.
I gotta get the right pencil. Yeah, that's too big. That's too big. There it is.
Oh, not that one.
Let me get some music in the background while we're doing this.
Well, I don't like having a blank page, so I'll just make mine blue for now.
Yeah, let me get the. There it is. Boom. Cool. Let me zoom in a little bit.
So what did you have going on this week? Have you been taking on any new tasks, learnings, new stuff? Because I mean, you've got a lot going on anyway, right?
Yeah, with work, I've been all over the DFW market, driving around, and work has gotten me busy. But I've been working on promoting CosmicWars. Waiting for the Kickstarter funds to come in so I can send for the proofs for bidding. And as soon as the funds clear, I'll be sending out all the digital rewards. So 99% of everything cleared as far as like the payments went through. Only one didn't. Only one dropped off. So that's pretty good odds considering. You always it's always when it's time to collect. It's always you always hold your breath to see if who's actually going to come through at the end. So 99% came through, which is pretty good. Those are good odds. And just been working on that, working on designing the Kickstarter page, working on designing new layouts for I'm trying to come up with a new design for the website to make it more user friendly and just simpler, easier. That's it. I mean, just the holidays is here. It's right around the corner, and then all that stuff. And
see, what are you doing for the holidays? Because we know Marco's already started his. He's like Friendsgiving, all that stuff. Like,
yeah, he's not playing.
Right, he's on it already. Obviously, we're slacking off. We're not doing anything for it right now, but.
Yeah, no, we're going to her sister's for Thanksgiving, and so that'll be, it's only about a half-hour drive, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, and then I took Friday, Saturday, Sunday off too, so we're just gonna hang out, probably go take the sights in, and get to know the neighborhood that we moved into. We haven't done that in a while since we've been here, so. I'm going to go and take in some of the sites, trying to get to know the area. And probably Friday. And then the weekend, I'm going to work on some pages for CosmicWars, get the pages going. So, yeah, that's the gist of what we're doing. How about you guys?
It's just basically food. I think I said last week, like, it's just about eating and just hanging out and just relaxing, really, for me. I feel sorry for people who have to work all the crazy holidays. Well, we got, like, Cyber Monday coming up after, like, Good Friday and stuff like that.
Black Friday,
Black Friday.
Yeah.
Sounds brutal, right? Like, sounds like Black Friday come out, like, I don't know, like black and blue or something, like bruised all the elbow and trying to get all the bargains and stuff. It sounds kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't get into that. I just like the fact that it's an excuse for people to get together. Nobody's even
Yeah.
having to bring gifts or anything as well, so that's even better.
Right.
I have no idea what I'm doing here, by the way.
Yeah, I haven't. This is the first time I'm joining Princess Reina since 2008. So, could be fun.
All right.
Yeah, haven't joined her in a hot minute. Yeah, it's I go through moments like there are days where I'm like super excited, and then there are days where I'm like, sometimes it feels like work, sometimes it's like, because I feel like it's like I'm a robot now. I feel like I go to work, I get up at 4:30, I get up, I come into my office, I'll probably do I'll work out, I'll do a couple of sketches, have my coffee, get ready, go to work. Working all day, sitting in traffic, get to work, come back, drive in traffic, come home, have a quick dinner, and then I'm back behind the desk and I'm working, and then I'll go to sleep and I do it again, and it's like a robot. I feel like a robot. There are days where it's like, damn, it's just the same old. And then I start thinking about my books or the characters, and then I get excited again. But so sometimes it feels like work, and then the other times I'm like, all right.
Right, I was about to ask, is it like, if you feel like things are getting a little bit stale or something, the same thing day in, day out?
I think
help though changing up your routine with your characters, like which ones are you focusing on right now?
Yeah, this definitely helps because it inspired me again. I think my confidence was shaken with the Duty Christmas special, and then I just like started like, what are my priorities? Why am I doing this? That kind of stuff, whatever. And then I think my saving grace was I needed that because I didn't have to go and draw the book because it was already drawn. Was to get a break from everything, push Forbidden, get that down to market, and so that was, and then during that process, going into the archives to pull out Forbidden. That's how I ran into Gorf again, CosmicWars, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna bring this back, and that'll be a good break for me from everything. So, I know, there's everything happens for a reason, So I think that the duty part helped to reset everything for me. So. Yeah, and then then I'm like, I'm not aggressively looking to book any shows like conventions right now for next year. So that's also interesting because normally I am like all in for that stuff, but like I'm not right now. That's not my focus. So which is interesting because normally I already have like half the year already booked by now. Yeah, so I only have 3 things secured for next year, and I'm fine with that right now because I think I want to really focus on the art channel, the vlog, get caught up with all the videos that I have that I in post-production, in pre-production, get that going, and you know.
So this character you're doing, the princess, is she the only female in the like kind of prominent character in this book?
She is not the only, but she is the only main character in the first issue. Only female main character in the first issue. So yes, so she is in a world dominated by males right now in the first issue. But no, she's not the only female. But she is the most important one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any influence for that character that you've gone by for the female, or you just kind of like something you?
Huh?
Have you got an influence for the female character, or is it something you're just making it up and imagining?
No, when I created her name, because she was created maybe a couple years after Gorf. So Gorf was the first character I created, and then when I decided that I wanted, because Gorf was just a character that I just I created, and I started drawing Gorf, and I was just making adventures with him. And then when I decided to do the comic book is when I decided to create the world. And she came, and my Chihuahua, my Chihuahua, her name is Reina, was Reina. And so I named her after my Chihuahua. But as far as when I created a story, I started it with the Great Battle, and I created, so the Athenian Star is the main focus that everybody's trying to get after in the universe. And Gorf was the protector of the Athenian Star, right? And it's this gem with a lot of power. And if it falls into the wrong hands, it's over. So everyone will stop at, you don't know who to trust in the universe.
Okay.
And so Gorf was sent on this rescue mission, which was it was a ruse. It was a plan to get him away, and that's what led to the ultimate battle, where her father lost his life in the Great Battle, and so by proxy she became the ruler, and she's young and wasn't necessarily ready. But she has to learn on the job, in a universe that's dominated by men, in a kingdom that's always had a male ruler. So, so I needed something when I created. I said, if King Neptune is losing his life, how does the legacy continue? That's when she came into the story. I said, okay, I need an heir, but I need something unconventional in the story, and she was unconventional for the story, and I needed almost like she's going to go through an ultimate journey of herself, finding out herself and what she's capable of. So she learns fast that she has to be strong, she has to be decisive, she has to be bold and fearless, and she can't allow the men in her kingdom to sway her judgment. So she has to learn how to trust her instincts.
Okay.
And that's what she struggles with in the beginning, is learning to trust herself. And Gorf becomes like a mentor to her. So once, in the first issue, she has to find him first, and but she also has Professor Ramses, who is a scientist, and for the kingdom. So he's also like a guardian to her as well. So there's a lot of characters in the series, and there's a lot of elements to it without trying to give too much away. But so she has a few confidants that she can trust throughout this process and throughout her journey. That's going to help her through it.
Okay. So she's pretty much the main storytelling part with this.
Yeah, Garth is the main hero, but she's the centerpiece, but Gorf is the backbone.
Okay.
Of the story, because then everything. Gorf is feared. He's also feared by all of the arch rivals. He's a powerful warrior, but he blamed himself, so he disappeared. He went into exile.
Okay.
Yeah. So I also have a children's book that was that I wrote. I didn't illustrate it at that time. I had somebody else. His name. I'll remember his name soon. But he illustrated a children's book. It's called The Adventures of Cosmic Gorf, and it's Gorf, Princess Reina, and Duty growing up as kids. And they're on a school bus, and they're going to school, but they decide to play hooky, and which they shouldn't do. And so they end up on this planet with these giant monster ogre creatures who take the, possession of them, and they're going to take them to cook them and eat them. And so they're on the dinner table. They eventually get rescued by Professor Ramses and the soldiers. That was my way of introducing Duty and Gorf to kids. So the children's book, I'm actually bringing, because it's fully colored, illustrated, everything. So the children's book is going to be an add-on on the campaign as well. It was a fantastic illustrator. I'll remember his name soon, but he was a fantastic illustrator who did the interiors for it for me. So it's pretty cool. And so I always wanted to have my own universe of characters that can interconnect. So any chance I get, I would introduce them all to each other.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm jumping around all over here. I'm just looking for stuff that I want to work on. I'm just I don't know.
She's like, I don't know what to draw today.
I don't. I'm just kind of warming up and just messing around.
No worries. I'm still figuring out the layout for this too. It's funny because I've been drawing her such a long time. Even like I wanted to start with Gorf because Gorf I know like the back of my hand. I've been drawing him forever. Even on days when I would not draw duty, I would doodle the Gorf. So he was the easy to go back to. But everybody else, I had to pull up my original art and my sketchbook. I was like, all right, well, how does she look again? Professor Ramses is easy to draw. So is Captain M3. I mean, when you look at, if you look at him, it's pretty simple. He's just a muscular, round head alien that could look like a turtle face so. Yeah, but time goes by fast. I mean, I feel like we just did this a few minutes ago.
I know, right?
It's crazy. It is. It's hard for me to fathom. Like, damn. I wonder if No, I'm gonna leave that alone.
You know, the thing is with these scribbles that I do, if I come back to it at a different time and I have the iPad turned a different way and I open something that's just a scribble, I'm like, what is that? Because it turns up on its side and I'm like, oh yes, I just got to turn it around.
Yeah.
I'm really just doing a lot of testing out with some of these brushes, but I did have an update on the Procreate app like a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And they have like brush library where they've got like the Procreate library here. And I was messing around with those, and sometimes I just find stuff to do just by messing around with brushes I haven't seen before or seen in a while.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool because it's just like, got, you know, things like watercolors, gouache, that kind of thing. I mean, obviously it's not the same, but it's close. It's pretty close. But then there's this thing here called comics. And I was like, what is that? And it's pretty cool because it's got like that kind of effect. What is it, like the half tone kind of pattern? It's got that in there. I don't know if I'll be able to show you it on here, but let's try.
Let me see. Hold on.
Let's try this. I think it's called Yellow Eye for some reason, but I don't know. Do you see that? Depending on how hard you press the thing, like I'm doing really light now, so it's like more dotty. But if you press harder, it kind of like just goes into white. But that's like, that's kind of cool.
It is cool. Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, I just kind of.
And Procreate does it in vector, right?
I don't think so. No.
No. Oh,
no. I wouldn't say this is vector. Oh, this is pretty. I don't know what this is. This is in the comics book thing. It's called Dragon Heath.
Dragon Heat?
Dragon Heath.
Oh.
And it just does that. Just does like, it looks like a fence. So it seems quiet this evening. I'm not sure there was is there a game on or something? Is it college football?
Is it?
I'm not sure. I know I heard cheering from some house when I was out walking my dog earlier.
I'm so disconnected. I just found out today that former Vice President Cheney passed.
Oh yeah, that was a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
Well, actually more than a few days ago because I had the funeral already.
Yeah, I just found out today. That's how disconnected I am to the world.
Yeah, it's interesting though. Some things are just kept quiet too, and it depends on where you're getting your news source. You'll hear it, and sometimes you won't.
Yeah. Are there any new movies out now?
That's a good question. I feel like I've had some pop up on commercials for me, but I haven't paid a lot of attention. I can take a look though.
I wonder. I was trying to figure out. I was like, what's in the theaters now?
Well, I mean, it's like was it going to be Christmas movies mostly? I suppose people are going to be aiming for the feel good stuff, the family movies for Thanksgiving.
Oh, they got. Oh yeah. Okay, so
that's probably going to be what. Yeah.
Yeah, Zootopia, Wicked, Five Nights at Friday. Oh, Avatar is in the theaters.
That's the one I saw advertised today. I couldn't remember whether it was out already. Trailer looked pretty good. I mean, I say most things look pretty good because I couldn't make it. It looked good to me.
Yeah, they got Road to Revenge, Rental Family, Predator, Badlands is in the theaters. Oh wow!
Right.
The Running Man, that's in the theaters. And they got another Now You See Me, Now You Don't movie. Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. Might go to the movies next weekend.
Just look on the list. There's one called stuff that's come out in 2025. Right now, Regretting You. That sounds uplifting.
Regretting You.
Regretting You.
Nice. Nice.
There's another one. There's one on here called Sarah's Oil, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, could be worse. It could be Diddy's oil.
I know. I know.
Oh my god.
There's so much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Much crazy stuff when you think about it. Now that you mentioned that, all the stuff that's been in the news and all the stuff that people are doing, and it's like, whoa.
Right. Still not sure what I feel like about these Procreate library brushes. I don't know. I just keep looking at them thinking, is it going to be anything more exciting than what I've been using?
Yeah, I want to learn so much. I want to learn how to animate in Clip Studio because it has the feature, but I haven't had time to actually play with it.
Oh, that's actually an idea. Maybe I should try and animate one of my artworks. Maybe I should try and animate the Shameless Plug one. I think that's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I should do that. The suddenly switched to animation. I have to check on what all the layers are like though, because what I realized is when you pull everything across to get it animated, even if you've got layers in there that you didn't really need, it's going to bring it all.
Yeah.
So I think I might have to just make a second copy and delete some stuff that I don't want to drag over. I'm just learning as I go with this.
So that was interesting. The Kickstarter went offline for a little bit.
What did? The Kickstarter?
Huh?
What went offline?
Kickstarter, the whole website.
When?
In the beginning of the week, I tried to go on to check the status of Forbidden, and this notice came up saying something about some websites that needs to be. So they had some notice, and I know that Kickstarter is having like a strike, employee strike, that they were working through. So I was wondering if that was the case. But yeah, I had this notice that no one can get on. The app wasn't working, the website wasn't working, and then somehow they fixed it. I guess they must have. I was like, man, that's millions of dollars that's frozen right now, because it isn't just comics, it's technology, it's everything, it's gaming, it's music, it's publishing. So I was like, oof, that's not good.
Yeah, that's a lot. I'd heard something about a strike with Kickstarter, honestly, but I didn't hear any more than that's what I heard.
Yeah, I was listening to Comics Launch podcast, and they were talking about the strike.
Okay. I need to be more organized with my naming of artworks here, because I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, it happens. I always like if it's by like my characters, I'll say like CosmicWars _ Cosmic War version 1. I always try to put the story and then the character, so I can find it easy. Because I have like so many hard drives, and sometimes I can't find what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm like, oh, I know where it is, but eventually I won't. And I really need to organize stuff a bit better. Okay. Let's see if that. Trying to remember how to do this. Another time to do this. Go live, Blue. Do random things and not have a plan. Okay. No, there was some way that oh yeah, I've got to drop it in and then I'll find the thing. I just got to drop stuff in. That one. Oh. All right, so I've got it in the animation program. Now I've got to break it all down because that's all I've
Nice.
got. Just a picture. Just a picture, but that's where we start. Hold on. It's kind of cool. I mean, like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing with this. I'm just messing about. And it's fun. No, I don't think it's here.
Yeah, my goal is, huh?
I was just gonna say frames per second come up like pretty like at 24. I don't think I'm gonna be doing it for that long. I haven't got that many seconds in, like how many frames per second? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Put 12. Sorry, you were gonna say?
My goal is to like with Cosmic Wars, like I'm trying to work on how to get to the masses, and I've been one thing I've been trying to do has been reaching out to podcasters now to book for February and March, so I can get some promo for Cosmic. I couldn't do it for Forbidden and I couldn't do it for Duty, but I'm going to try to do it for Cosmic. And the good thing about when I launch Cosmic Wars is when the convention season kicks off. So it'll be live when I'm at my first convention. So working on some incentives. Yeah, I'm working on some incentives for the convention goers and all that stuff. Just trying to figure out what's the best route to go with it. But it's funny, what I find interesting. I was watching Kickstarter this morning. I was looking at how many campaigns that are ending in the next 2 days that are not even nearly funded.
Right.
So there seems to be some sort of slowdown that's happening, because I've also seen some people who didn't fund and relaunched, and they're still struggling to fund. So it's pretty interesting to see what's happening, and what's trending, what's taking off, and who's struggling. Because there's some campaigns that look really nice, but they're just not funding. And I've never seen this many struggle. I don't like that. This is a first for me. I've never seen that many just like missing the target.
Yeah, it's a lot. Do you think people are going elsewhere to support things? Do you think Kickstarter's still got as much going for it as we all thought, or is it? Do you think it's time of the year?
I think it's the time of the year, and I also think it's the state of the country. I think prices are still high. They still haven't level set. So I think that plays a part in things, and people they'll bet on a sure thing. Like I think what you're seeing that's actually trending are the things that are recognizable, versus someone they don't know or is not recognizable. So I think people are like, all right, if I'm going to spend my money, I know this, I've seen this before, or I have the previous issues or whatever. I think it's a combination of things. I also think that maybe a lot of it has to do with the strike too. I think because when you don't have the people at the helm pushing the algorithms in your favor, because I know that Forbidden, you couldn't find it unless you typed in the name. I was surprised that I funded in 4 days and that it was funded at all, because unless you knew the exact name, and you couldn't just put Forbidden, you would have to put Forbidden graphic novel. because other stuff will come up in its place. So I know that I wasn't getting any love on Kickstarter, so I had to work twice as hard to promote it. You know.
Yeah, one of the things I have to say though with and this isn't really complaining about people putting the Kickstarter information out there. It's not that at all. It's just it can be frustrating for some people clicking on some links. I'm assuming it's not all, but you click on some links for a Kickstarter to follow something, and then it'll take you to a link that's not like your regular app on your phone. And then it goes, hey, log in. And you're like, I don't want to though.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to. Because if this had just gone straight to the app that I use for Kickstarter, it would have just opened up and I would have just hit the follow, and that would have been that. And then I would have been on board with the notifications and whatnot.
Right.
But like, honestly, for me, and this is why I'm saying I'm not complaining. I'm just being honest about how I think people are seeing this. You open it up and you just think, I can't be bothered with that. I'll do it another time, or I'll just do it when it launches. I'll just get it then. So you don't get your followers. Because honestly, it's like, it sounds horrible to say, but it's an inconvenience.
Yes.
It's just the truth.
I agree 100%. And I think that's one of the reasons why one of the other options I'm going to offer, because there's a lot of people who don't even use Kickstarter or don't even know how to use Kickstarter. So I'm working on that now, is pre-order it on my website, similar to what George did. I think George hit it on the nail. The reason why he had so much success is because he gave two options. And I didn't make it optional. I didn't give that secondary. So people are more familiar with, PayPal and Venmo, and so being able to just say, okay, look, I have another option for you. I think that'll make a big difference, because you're right. Because now people have to go and create an account on Kickstarter. And some people don't want to do that. They just want to go, I already have a Venmo. I already have this. Let me just use that. Why can't I just use that? And so we got to find ways to make it convenient for as many people as possible. So you're right.
I just don't want to sound like I'm complaining about having to do it. It's just reality. We always want the easy option.
Yeah.
I sometimes wonder why I've got all the social media that I have, because I have to keep going here and there and this one and that one. And I think, well, I don't even like to check on all of these. So I'm not sure why, I guess everybody else doing this, but
yeah,
I might just go on some apps and not others, but I don't know. It's like, all right to have something to post your stuff to. I mean, I'm not gonna not do it, but sometimes I think, am I posting to too many places? Should I just focus on one or two? And just leave it at that?
Yeah. I feel the same way. I was like, man, I'm posting it all over the damn place. This is not, what is it getting? It's just more work for me. It's like, maybe I need to find another option.
Right. That's how I feel sometimes, but I think, well, if I just maybe curb my expectations, then I'm gonna feel better about it.
Yeah.
So if I have more focus on one thing, kind of like what I expect, I maybe feel a bit better. But then I think, well, I could put more time and effort into something if I'm not doing something else.
Right.
So I like to do YouTube. I've done a couple of like Instagram lives, done that. I find that screen a little bit weird on my phone now. I prefer to have my laptop, and I think you can do it on the laptop though. I'm just more comfortable with YouTube.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that because YouTube is the platform when I'm at conventions that people recognize me the most on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll always get, I love your art channel. Thank you so much. You know, because of you, I learned what conventions to stay away from or what to do. And, you know, so it's always because of YouTube. It's rarely because of any other of the social platforms.
Mm-hmm. I did hear a thing that there's more people watching YouTube on the actual TV now than actually watching TV on the TV or something stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what it is because of the podcast trend.
Right.
You know, the podcast trend on YouTube is so now that's everyone's first place to go. And then you got all the short videos and the feeds, and you know, people will run there first,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting. I know most of my watch time is YouTube.
Yeah, it is for me.
I don't want that. I want to do orange. Like I watch like the Sean Ryan show. I watch Valuetainment. I watch Joe Rogan. I'm a big Joe Rogan fan.
How long have you followed Joe Rogan for?
Since he first started.
When was that?
I think it was like 05.
Oh, okay. See, it's like that's when I first moved here. It's not really someone I would have really been introduced to unless I was here. And there was a lot going on when I moved, so.
Yeah, I mean, back when he was doing Fear Factor.
Oh, okay. Yes, I used to watch that.
Yeah.
I forgot that was him, actually. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. It's because he was also the commentator on Ultimate Fighting Championship before it was mainstream, when it was like black market type stuff. And I'm a big fan of the UFC. And then and then he's very smart. He's extremely smart, and so just the amount of knowledge that guy has, it's uncanny. So, and his questions are always thought-provoking, and it always feels like he's just having a conversation with friends when he's doing interviews. It never feels like an interview.
Mm-hmm. I like the colors you've got going on there.
Oh, thank you.
Are they the original colors that you chose for that costume, or is this something
She usually has like her gown is pink. Like she has a bit like a darker pink flowing gown, but when she's in battle armor, yeah, she's in gold. And I normally have her eyes a dark pink, but when I dropped the color for the cape, I wanted to complement the cape with her eyes. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll do the eyes like a gem colored blue. So here I get to play with it because it was like, all right, how, you know, I felt like, you know, how women like to coordinate. So I was like, maybe she was trying to match it with her eyes.
Right? Maybe she just got like a pack of contact lenses to go in the outfits.
Yeah.
It is kind of like a jadey color, like a green to jade. But it looks nice with the gold and that you've chosen for that.
Yeah, I love playing with color. It's one of the things people get scared of, and I just always love to experiment and see what works, what doesn't work, and CosmicWars is color, is bold, it's bright, you know, and so I just get to play. Maybe darker. There you go, that's dark. And then I'll do that shade.
Oh, well, I've managed to get the shameless plug to slide into the shot like I did with this movie style van. Yeah, he slides in. Hold on, I should loop around. Here we go.
You know, it'd be cool. You know, it'd be cool if you can get somehow the water to ripple.
You know, I gotta do. You see the bottom? Yeah. That's the thing. It's like I've got to do the.
That is.
I've got to slide his reflection in with him.
That is awesome.
All right. See, that's one bit done. So, but now I just gotta. Cool. I've got to find the reflection because I hope I got the legs separate because I can't have the whole. The wall can't slide in as well. So. I'm gonna have to have the legs somewhere. Where's the legs? Oh, maybe that's part of the puddle. I don't know. You know, I think what's interesting about what I'm doing though with animation right now, I think it is gonna make me think through my characters a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
and my drawings and my layers, and maybe tidy up things a bit. I think it's going to help with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I found the legs. Did I?
Legs?
I think I found the reflection of the legs. I don't know though. Don't know. Oh, I would have to rebuild these layers to bring that reflection in.
Mm.
I would have to totally redo them.
Oh, that's yeah. Don't you hate that when you have something in mind and you're like, oh man, I had to do that for the CosmicWars cover because when I first did the cover reveal, you know, the logos were overwhelming the page, so I had to go back into the drawing, cut the black lines of the character from the background because I drew it all in one piece. And so this way I can drop the logo behind Gorf. So I was like, dang it.
Right.
Yeah, so I had to go back and fix it.
One cool thing about this program that I had on here is there's some files already on here from other artists that have, you know, done really nice Procreate animations, and you can open them up and dig right into them and see how they did them. So I might study those at some point. Hopefully that'll give me an idea. But yeah, they're really good animations.
Yeah, I used to be so heavy. Huh? I used to be so heavy.
Oh, that was one of the things started playing.
Yeah, I used to animate a lot. And then the program started changing faster than I can afford to buy them. And some of the programs that I used became obsolete. And then I just focused on just drawing because I was like, it just changes too fast. I gotta put locks on my wheels because I keep sliding. There. That was not moving.
Oh, you got a chair that every time you move, you want to slide off sideways or to the back or something.
Yeah, I'm like, seriously? Cut it out.
Yeah. Mine's not too bad. It doesn't tend to slide off anywhere. I don't have anything to stop it going off anywhere. Just the weight of my own ass. That's about it. That's what's keeping it in place right now. So I figured to come back and take a look at my my junkyard thing. I haven't looked at it in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a huge amount of stuff I should do to it, but I might do something. It's one of those things I just work on here and there right now.
Oh, maybe put something on the TV screen? You know, or maybe have one of the headlights on one of the cars. You know, you got a lot of options.
On the what, sorry?
I was like, you got a lot of options.
I could put one of the
lights on the car, or one of the TVs have like some static going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do need to put static on the TVs. I've kind of like roughly drawn in stuff that to remind me to put that on, but I'm just building it as I go and just seeing what it's like, how it wants to be done, really.
Oh, cool. Magic Shaper, is that what I'm using? No, I'm using this one. Doom, 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 doom.
So how's all the animals doing? All your fur babies, are they good?
They're doing good. I had a toad in my yard. I got bunnies. I got toads. I don't know. All these animals keep finding themselves in my yard. But I think I got to take one of my dogs to the dentist because she keeps yelping. And it's whenever she eats her bones. So I just finished with my other dog with dental, and that cost me an arm and a leg. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get a second job.
Yeah.
So I gotta figure that out and get her there so she's not suffering when she eats. But for the most part, they're like They're the happiest when I'm home because they only see me at night. And so I spent the time this morning. I was watching. I made breakfast. I made peanut butter, cinnamon pancakes, delicious. And
Oh, nice.
yeah, we watched we were watching YouTube channel on expansion that's happening in Texas, and all of the investments that are and all the things that are coming to Texas in the next few years. So we were watching that, and then we were watching some travel stuff, and laying down on the couch with the dogs, and they loved it. So they're doing good. They're at peace when I'm here. So, and I'm at peace when I'm hanging out with them. So, and then when I worked out this morning, I usually, because if I do, I think it's 17 laps in my yard is a mile. So when I jog around my yard, my two of my dogs jog with me.
Okay.
Yeah. At first, they think it's playtime and they want to try to tackle me, but then they realize I'm going in circles, so they just follow me.
My dog doesn't do a lot of that running unless it's on her own terms. She's really fast when she wants to be. Like if she sees a squirrel, she's there. She's on it. Like I'm convinced she's gonna get the squirrel, and chaos is gonna happen, right? So I'm usually like trying to give the squirrel a heads up that the dog's on the way, especially in the yard. She's really fast.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to something that's like, kind of a serious incident where we need to run from somebody, she just looks at me like, why are you trying to make me run? What are you doing? I'm like, we've got to run. This is dangerous. She's like, I don't want to. I'm like, we potentially could be like not alive in the next 5 minutes. We really have to run. And she's like, I don't want to. We're going to have to run.
She's like, I got teeth. I'll bite.
But yeah, a squirrel. And she's like using every ounce of energy she has to try and get that squirrel. But running from actual danger? No, we don't need to do that. She's like, no, you do it. I'll see you later.
That's interesting. Yeah, I saw this video of these two big Rottweilers. There was a man, he was wrestling with a young boy. That was his son. They didn't know that they were playing. The Rottweilers, they're not related to them at all. They just saw the son they thought was being hurt by the man, and they approached, and they're ready to attack the man to protect the boy. When they realized that the mother and the grandmother and everybody was there as well, and they all started walking, then the dogs backed off. But if it wasn't for the family all being there, and when they realized that the kid wasn't in danger, but the dogs just knew when they saw this kid that they don't know in danger, they're ready to go and whoop some butt. It was pretty interesting to see the instincts that those animals had.
Right. Well, my dog should be quiet. Like, I must just say she'll be quite furious if somebody's walking past the yard and they haven't asked permission to do so. She'll be quite furious about that. But when it comes down actual like danger walking down the street, I mean the incident I'm talking about is when there was a guy pointing a machete at me.
Oh,
it was
really?
like 7:30 in the morning. Yeah, we'd left the house for a walk about 7:30 in the morning. Usually burying my time up. Yeah, it was a fold-out machete too, which I've never seen one of those before, but that was what it was. And he started pointing at me with it, and he was yelling and stuff, and I was like, wow, that dude's not happy. So I thought, I just gotta start running, because I don't really have much on me to fight off a machete right now. So I was like, come on, we gotta run. And I was trying to call the police. And then before my call got answered, I just heard I heard your call is very important to us, and I was like, what?
That's
What do
crazy.
you mean? Like, what do you mean? It's very important to why are you answering? Oh, could be dead in a minute. Come on. I was like, come on, answer. I just looked at my phone like, really? And I looked at my dog. I was like, come on, we gotta run. She's like, I don't want to. I'm like, we gotta run. She eventually got moving, but it did take a bit. So I think I need to have her trained somehow to,
Wow.
kind of react a little bit better.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm planning on being in those situations often, but I was not planning on that one to begin with, and it happened. So, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I know when I lived in Jersey, I'd come home late at night from work. I would take the bus from New York City to Jersey. And I remember getting off of the bus. It was about 11 o'clock at night. There was a woman that got off, and it's dark. She got off, and there was a guy who got off, but he looked suspicious to me. So I crossed the street, and I walked and followed to make sure that she got home, even though it was away from where I was going to go home, to make sure he didn't do anything. So I was watching him the whole time, following her. Then when I saw her go and go into her house, I went and I turned and I went towards my home. I didn't know her, but my sixth senses was telling me, watch this guy. And she'll never know that there was somebody looking out for her. But I had I had this instinct just to stay close, and he saw me. That's why he pulled away, and he wound up turning away. But I was like, something tells me follow them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, always follow your instinct. Honestly, like that's what I would do.
Yeah. At that time I was in the security industry, so I was already in that mindset. And my wife is small and petite, and so was this woman, and something just told me follow, and it's like a voice told me, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna follow, and I did, and but I'm glad I did, because I'm glad he saw me.
Yeah, like over the years, I've had some experiences where I just think, you know what, I can't believe that we're having to deal with this, but here we are.
Yeah.
Dealing with this. And unfortunately, when women go out, we're dealing with a completely different mindset of for danger.
Yeah.
We have a whole different plan, It's like when we head home after a night out, you can probably guarantee that, we're saying to the female friends, text me when you get home, call me, let me know that you got there, don't go alone. It's just like we're always thinking like that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we'll do that with male friends and be like, hey, text me when you get there. And they're looking at us like, are you crazy? And it's like, well, you don't have to live like we do. This is how we live.
Yeah.
This is what we do. This is normal for us. This is normal for me to expect somebody to check in with me and say, I'm actually safe. I'm fine. I made it. Way.
Yeah.
I didn't get murdered. That's what it is.
Yeah, and that's the world we live in, especially, when you think about how many people have come to the country that we don't even know anything about them because they bypass the system. And a lot of it, whether it's the drug related or crime related, it's just, you think about, the amount of stuff that you hear that's happening in the news all the time, and then when you look at, oh, this person was not registered or undocumented or whatever it is, so that just compounds the existing. We already had crime, but then you take in, if you bring in 8 million people, and out of that, say 10% of that 8 million people have ulterior motives, that's an increase of 10% in crime. So.
Right.
And if you don't have any, if you have no paperwork and no means to track them because they came here illegally, they can slip through the cracks and you never find them. They can continue doing what they're doing.
Right. I mean, I can understand the thought process on that. I mean, I really can, because crime's scary in general, but it's definitely, it makes better TV and news articles to say that it's mainly people who are illegal. And it's like, it's some of them. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say that. Right.
But it just perpetuates
that's the thing.
problem.
It's like, but it makes for a good story to, because like the news isn't, we're not listening to the news to be like, oh, guess what wonderful thing happened this morning, and guess what wonderful thing happened this afternoon, and more wonderful stuff happened. We're just having wonderful stuff happening left, right, and center. No one's listening to that. So the more juicy, dramatic, shocking it can be, then that's what they're going to go with. So they are going to have, a mindset of, well, we've got to do the scary thing, and if we make it sound scary to be, out there with immigrants that are undocumented, like, I'm just gonna, I get it, I get the fear factor, I really do, but the reality of it is, that fear is being fed to people because somebody wanted it to be fed that way. They wanted you to be scared. That's one thing. If they don't want they don't want to scare you, they're not going to tell you. So they want you to be scared. And then everybody's just scared of something that's just a small percentage of an issue.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of it is political, right? So it's positioning. It always happens when there's an election, right? And then
because I can guarantee documentation is not going to stop you doing harm to somebody. Paperwork is not going to stop you. Being a citizen is not going to stop you doing harm to someone. If you want to harm someone, you're going to harm somebody. But I get that.
Absolutely.
There are people who have already harmed somebody, and
yeah.
Sorry, I think we got an overlap of what we're talking about.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, there's like a delay. No, I think it's
yeah.
I think the reality is, yes, it's all propaganda. But I also think that if you don't know anything about someone's background, you don't know what the intent is, right? And it's not the total population, but anywhere you can go to any neighborhood, and there's going to be somebody in that neighborhood with ulterior motives who has nefarious intent, right? Whether they're a citizen or not. I think when you just compound it with the fact that we are used as pawns in the political spectrum, it makes it worse. Because all that stuff is all because of politics. It becomes an issue when it's time to vote.
There's always going to be issues, and everything that we have, especially with politics, there's always going to be issues, and it's always going to shift to include something that might help somebody.
Yeah.
Things will be included, and then things will be excluded, and it all depends on what the gameplay is.
Yeah. And that's the unfortunate part of the world we live in today.
Yeah.
You don't know who to trust. And it's built that way. It's like it's meant to be that way, to keep you paranoid. To keep you guessing. But that's why it's even more important now that everyone does their homework when they're voting, because these politicians will be there for 4 years or more. So it's a scary time to be a human being.
Right, it is scary, actually. I agree with that.
You know.
I think it would be good if we had like a little better way of communicating some things. I mean, I'm seeing politics from 2 different countries at this point in my life. And I didn't have a huge interest in politics when I lived in England. I mean, I paid attention, but I didn't have a huge interest in much of it, to be honest. I would just listen to the highlights, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now I pay a little bit more attention here because it just seems a little bit more crazy, honestly. We've had a lot of people talking about how it's really like people have taken sides, and it's not about communication anymore. It's just about winning over the other person who has a different opinion, and that is terrifying.
It is,
because in reality, I don't think you should agree with every single thing that somebody says. Or like, if you're backing a politician, I think there's got to be something wrong if you don't question anything and you just blindly follow and go, I'm just voting for them because that's it for me, I'm just voting. I think it would be better to be able to actually disagree with people even who you've had agreement with in the past, but feel free to disagree.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we don't get any further forward doing the same stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It's a very strange time to see how kind of, all I can say is to see how toxic politics has become.
Yeah.
It really has.
It is. It's you're either on this team or you're the enemy.
Right.
You know, and since when I thought having different parties was to be able to maintain perspective and make sure that everybody's voice is heard. Instead, now it's become factions, and it's become like the Hatfields and the McCoys. You know,
right?
And it's like you're on this team to the death. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's like people aren't allowed to disagree or change their minds or change the viewpoint. I don't know anymore. And then there's definitely money in politics, and that's the sad thing. It's like once money is in anything, I think that's where we've always got to keep an eye out and watch that it isn't becoming toxic, because unfortunately I think it does. Like even with comics, I mean, we're sitting here drawing stuff. I mean, I'm hopefully going to put this in a book at some point, you know, and I've been messing around tonight all over the place, but that's just how it is for me this evening, right?
Right.
You're doing this really cool character that you came up with when you were a teenager. I mean, we're doing stuff, we're hopeful.
Yeah.
We want to get somewhere.
Yeah.
But again, it's like it's money. You know, we do the funding, we do Kickstarters, fund my comic, just basically raise your own bank account. We do whatever we can to try and get these things out there. And we've got a passion for it to do it. But once you get the money in there, that's when things can also get a bit toxic, even for us.
Yes.
You've got people in this community, in like the indie comics community, who complain about other people who are actually doing okay. You're complaining about somebody who's being successful.
Yeah.
And it becomes really toxic. It's like, I don't get it. Should you not be happy that somebody in a community that you're enjoying being in
yes.
has had some success? And
Yes.
there's like so much blame. It's like when they get the money, it's like, well, why are you jealous of that success? And it's like, well, they managed to pull in maybe like 30 grand on Kickstarter and you struggle to get 300.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it is. But it becomes toxic because it's a money thing. And oh, well, it must be because of this. People are siding with this person, or it must be favoritism, or whatever it is. Like, a lot of the time it is a popularity contest as well. I get it. It is. If people like you, they're more likely to back you.
Yes.
And that's the same with comics. And I can understand people getting really irritated if they think they've got something really good and it's not going anywhere. I get that. But you can't get toxic over it.
No, you can't. You get back on the horse and keep trying. Or just give up. You got two choices. Give up, but you can't blame somebody else because of your failures. You gotta figure out why is it not working and try to come up with a different strategy.
Exactly.
I mean, I've been doing this long enough to know that everything's about peaks and valleys. You're gonna have your good days, you're gonna have your bad days. Your good days prepare you for the bad days.
They do.
I always say that. I said, enjoy the good days, but know that the bad days right around the corner just waiting.
I suppose you couldn't have a bad day, could you, without a good day?
Huh? What?
You couldn't have a bad day without a good day. One without the other. It's like
and your bad days. Evil. Yeah, and your bad days teach you how to enjoy your good days even more.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because I think sometimes we take for granted. Everybody thinks that everything's permanent. Nothing's permanent. Nothing's a constant. I mean, I've seen guys who have been extremely successful on Kickstarter, and then with a specific title, and then they come back with another title and nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a matter of taste. It's a matter of timing. It's there's a lot of things, but if you start looking at everybody else, you lose. I look at yourself, man. Look at yourself. What the heck? How did that happen? Oh no, that's wrong. Sorry. Oops. You gotta look at yourself before you look at others. I always say.
Right, because if you're just looking at other people, like you're counting other people's money at that point, it's not yours.
Yeah. And I think basically Kickstarter is a tool, and I think sometimes some people put Kickstarter on a pedestal and they're like, Kickstarter is everything. It's the end all be all, and if I don't make it on Kickstarter, I'm not going to make it anywhere. It's just a tool. It's another means to be able to get to an audience, and you got to have more than just Kickstarter,
Right.
It's and sometimes I think people forget that they put so much stock into it, and then they lose focus. It's and believe me, I mean, I know, because Kickstarter plays with your head, because everybody wants to win, everybody wants to do great, but you're not always going to hit a home run, but you got to keep going up to bat and keep swinging. And that's the only reason why I keep doing it, is because I know that, I'm going to take some lumps along the way, and I'm fine with that. And then I'm going to have some wins along the way, and I'm good with that too.
Right. I mean, you've got to be okay with it.
Yeah.
You've got to be okay with a failure, honestly.
Yeah. It's Muhammad Ali didn't win every fight, Jordan didn't win every game. It's
did win a lot of the fights, so didn't he?
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like you're not always gonna win everything. Not but just keep playing the game. Keep playing, keep getting in there, keep having fun. Ultimately, have fun.
Right.
And for me, really, if I didn't have art, I don't know what I'd be doing. Art is my therapy. Art is what relaxes me. Art is what helps me keep my juvenile, my boyish, innocence, the dreaming, and when it allows me to go into another place and escape this cruel world for a little bit.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I definitely get the escapism part, honestly. I lose track of time when I draw.
Yeah.
I just go into the zone.
I don't know if I want that. Maybe I'll do it smaller. We shall see. I don't know. Let me go to. Nope.
Are you undecided or
Yeah. Sorry.
indecisive? I just keep hearing nope.
I keep forgetting I'm not by myself. Yeah, I do that a lot. I get it a lot at work. Like, who are you talking to? Sorry. I got these Texas corn chips, chili and lime from HEB.
Oh yeah,
Man, they are fantastic.
I used to get those a while back. I haven't had them
Oh,
in a while.
they're just scrumptious.
Have you
They
got
op-
like a salsa with them?
Mm-mm.
No
It
salsa.
it already has chili and lime on it, and it's coated in chili and lime powder.
Right, so then you put more on it.
You're the one who puts barbecue sauce on a really good marinated steak.
Oh no, I don't do that. I don't do barbecue sauce, no. But like chilies, hot stuff, and then I'm like, oh yeah, good salsa. Put that on whatever's already hot.
Nice. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Oh my gosh. Because they opened up an HEB in my area last month, and
Uh-huh.
first of all, it was crazy. People were lined up at 4 in the morning
To go
uh,
to HEB?
to go to grand opening for the HEB. Yeah, it was
Did they
crazy.
have someone opening it? Like was there a
Oh yeah,
ribbon cutting?
they had a band, they had cheerleaders, they had raffles and giveaways, they had the news. I mean, they had police there because there were hundreds and thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it was crazy. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that people go that crazy just for a grocery store. But
Well,
obviously they do. But it's always packed. That parking lot is so hard to get into. It's always
yeah. HEB is pretty popular.
yeah, it's crazy. So I was like, you know what? They deliver, so I ordered my groceries.
We tend to just do like the curbside pickup or something. It just saves walking around the store. I know
Yeah,
there was a new, I can't remember which location it is now because I just don't like going to them really, but there was an HEB that opened up near us a couple of months. Well, I'm saying a couple of months ago. In reality, it was probably like 6 months to a year ago, right? But I'm saying a couple of months. But there was one opened up, and I remember it was like it was on the news that it was being opened up. There was this new HEB, and everyone got really excited because you had to go, like it had multiple floors, and I was like, do you have to go to multiple floors for your groceries? All right,
this
that's
they have
exciting.
multiple
I'll give
floors.
you it. Yeah,
They
apparently you
have
go to another floor.
wow, wow, that's
Like,
interesting. It
all
had
right.
multiple floors.
Yeah, so you imagine you like carting your shopping cart around and you're gonna get an elevator. I don't know how it works, but apparently
Wow,
apparently there's another floor to the store. Just I don't know.
wow, that's new.
All right. But that's apparently how they're doing it. I mean, I could have misunderstood it all, but that's what I heard. That it had
I know.
a multi-story HEB.
Yeah, I know. In New York City, they had was it Whole Foods? No, Trader Joe's. That was multiple floors, and so
Right.
they had a shopping cart escalator just for the shopping cart. You would put your shopping cart on it, and it would bring it down for you.
Oh, there you go. That's
Yeah,
fancy.
yeah.
So have we got a background in mind for your image yet?
Not yet. So I'm still trying to figure that out. It'll probably be, I don't know. It'll probably be, I was thinking, do I have her in her throne room or do I have her on the battlefield? I haven't figured that out yet. You know, just trying to get her. But she's a cutie. She's ready to rock. She's ready to go to war.
I think if you put her in the throne room, then you've got more control over the environment lighting, and then you could maybe add some to the armor, like, because I've seen you do that before, adding particular lighting based on your environment.
Yeah.
I think that might be nice. Like if you had if the throne room had like a, what do you call it, the torch thing?
Yeah.
The flame torch, something like that. Then you could have that like cast the flame light.
Yeah, usually when I do
her.
add the elements, then I wind up playing around with the direction. Yeah.
That's just where my mind is out of those two choices. The battlefield one would be cool, but I don't know what your lighting would necessarily be if you were just like doing an outside. Would it be like,
yeah,
is it just like your regular daytime? Is it an evening? But I think like the throne room thing, you could cast a nice shadow on the bottom and do some nice kind of just like lighting from like an interior kind of medieval kind of feel.
Yeah. Sometimes.
And it might be nice as well if you did do the like the fire as the highlights, because then you would have some orange to contrast with some of that green.
Yeah.
That would look cool.
Yeah, that's the reason why. Like with when you see this one, I just did flats because he's definitely going to be on a battlefield. But I just did flats because I don't know which direction I'm going to play with the light. And usually I'll wait and I'll do the background flats to determine. But yeah, we'll see what happens with her.
That other one you just showed there, you could do the lighter, like a gradient with a lighter bottom, where the light meets the land he's standing on.
Yeah.
You could maybe do some silhouettes of fighting in the background or something. Or
yeah.
Or it could just be explosions.
Yeah. He's the head of her army, and he's the one who is resisting trying to find Gorf, because he feels like he betrayed them. So he's like, why do you need him? You got me. And she's like, you're just not enough. He's like,
oh, it's one of those situations. Okay.
Yeah, so he's like mad because I'm the head of the army. I'm supposed to defend the kingdom. Why do you need him? So there's a bit of envy and jealousy there too.
So are they? I mean, it sounds like they both have ideas that maybe they could be the suitor. Yeah, are they gonna be fighting over it?
I can't give away stories, but there's definitely a triangle. There's a lot of elements to this, and it's crazy because like there's no blood and gore because it's but there's fighting and there's war and all that stuff, whatever. But this one is an older, like Duty was like, you can go as far as 5 years old for Duty. But with Gorf, I was like, maybe 8-9 years old and up, because of the laser guns and the swords and the battle and that kind of stuff. And then just like the themes of it. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of plot twists, internal conflict, there's gender conflict, there's power struggles, there's love conflict, like there's a lot in this story to unpack.
Well, it's definitely capturing interest. At least, I mean, I'm interested, and I think all the characters are really cool. I can identify like who's who. I like the colors that you're choosing for them all.
Thank you.
Because they definitely stand out.
Yeah, it's when I created Cosmic Wars, the comic book, I saw it as a video game and 3D animation when I created it. And so I said, in order for, and at that time when I was designing everything, I said, in order for somebody who's a producer to see what I see, I need to capture the look as much as possible and really play on color choices. And so that was the reason why I wanted to go bold with color. And I wanted to be non-traditional with the style of the characters. You know, it's funny because when I think back about when I think to that young man back then that was creating all this, I didn't realize how much thought I gave into all my stuff. You know, I was having so much, and George and I were having that conversation because we were having so much fun back then, just creating. Because Cosmic Wars, I have an entire loose leaf binder with the character bios, the profiles, the character designs, the worlds, everything, the history that I wrote when I was young, and I didn't go to school on storytelling or scripting and all that stuff, but I was so inspired. And when I read how to create comics the Marvel way, it's when I knew that I needed to make sure that whatever I worked on looked as professional as possible, the packaging of it. So that means I needed to do the script. That means I needed to do all that stuff. When I look back at it, I was like, I admire that young man back then because now everything feels like work today. But when I was younger, it just felt like freedom.
Yeah, it's a whole different feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, you know. But yeah, it was interesting to look back in that crystal ball and that time capsule and just say, wow. You know, but when I'm looking at Raina right now, I haven't illustrated her in years, since 2008, and it just brings me back to that moment. You know, it's pretty cool. So what do you got there? What you do?
Oh, I've just been still messing with that one. I was a couple of weeks ago. I'm just messing with more the brushes and just the edges and just changing shapes up and things.
Nice.
I did put a shiny bright light on there, like you said.
There you go. Look at that.
So I just dropped it in. Might change it up, but just as a reminder, just to see how I felt about having the one light on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dope.
But there's just loads of it's really just a bunch of scratchy stuff. I mean, look, nothing's perfect in it. I just keep coloring over everything.
But what makes it perfect are the imperfections.
Right, just lots of scratchy things, and I just kind of sometimes like shapes.
But
I gotta work on this character sitting up here, you know, it's just...
Is that you sitting up there?
It could be, who knows? Could be.
You know, I'm telling you, you need to get yourself into a gallery.
Well, actually, funny enough, when you talked about that, I'm gonna actually be trying to animate my own little start to a show, and I'm gonna use my work as a gallery and have a walkthrough gallery. That's my plan for my animation.
Nice.
So that's as close as a gallery I'll get right now until I get more stuff printed out and can actually, or maybe actually just paint the stuff.
And you can also like partner with your local library to do an art show. You know what I mean? Because they love to drive traffic to the location, and they love to support local artists and creatives. You know, they wouldn't charge you, and they'll give you the space. You know, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I should check into it. I feel like I've got a few more things to do first with this. Like I keep saying, my other favorite piece that triggered this one is this one.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So it's like hopefully the other one will feel like this one.
When
And
I
I
look
can
at
do more of those.
Yeah, when I look at your images, those images, I think about, will that be our future based on the way we're headed?
Not far off, really, is it?
I know, it's scary. Scary to think.
Yeah, not far off at all.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we've gone over 2 hours
Yes,
already
yes.
on this.
So, time to wrap it up. But yeah, it was great hanging out with you today.
Yeah.
And who's there? Who just put a comment in the chat? Oh, spam. But yeah, it was great. Anybody who's watching this on replay or who's watching it in silence, if you were drawing in the background, thank you for watching. Lou, where can people find you?
Find me on YouTube. Find me here in the chats on my own channel. Sometimes I go live on that one. And it's just under my name, Lou Pons. Should find me. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook sometimes seems to work all right. That's good for messaging. They're the main ones, and it's just my name. You'll find me based on just my name. That's it.
Awesome. And you can find me right here in the Art of Samuel or on Catch the Craze podcast, or just go to dutiesworld.com or crazycomics.com with 2 E's and not a Y. And we'll be back next week for another episode of Drawing with Friends. And Marco should be joining us. We'll see. But if not, I'll be here. Are you coming back, Lou?
Oh, I'm always going to come back. As long as I'm getting invited, if
Absolutely.
you put up with me, I will be back.
Awesome sauce. So thank you, everybody, for watching. And don't forget, sign up for Cosmic Wars. Launches February. This is Princess Raina from the series. And she is the main character in the series. And last week, you saw me draw Cosmic Gorf. And I'll show the finished piece for Captain M3 next week. But thank you, everybody, for joining us this week. I appreciate every single one of you. With that said, you guys have a fantastic day. And where is my outro?